Hey Jesse, how are you?
Hey Alan, I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good too, thanks. So, do you have any plans for the weekend?
Not really. Why? Do you have something interesting in mind?
I was thinking about Paris. Ever dreamed of visiting the City of Light?
Oh, Paris. It's always been on my bucket list. What made you think of it?
Well, Paris is magical. The Eiffel Tower, the Seine, the art, the culture, it's a dream destination.
Absolutely. Strolling along the Champs-Élysées and watching the sunset from the Eiffel Tower sounds enchanting.
Exactly. And how about visiting the Louvre? It's home to some of the world's greatest art, including the Mona Lisa.
The Louvre. I've read about its glass pyramid entrance and the stunning collections inside. It must be surreal to see it in person.
And don't forget Notre Dame Cathedral. Its Gothic architecture and stained glass windows are breathtaking.
That would be a must-see. Oh, and I've heard the cafes in Paris are incredible. Imagine sipping coffee at a sidewalk cafe while people watching.
That's classic Paris. And we can't miss Montmartre. It's so bohemian and artistic. The view from Sacré-Cœur Basilica is spectacular.
Yes, the cobbled streets and the artists painting in the square. That's the heart of Parisian charm.
Also, we could take a boat ride on the Seine. Seeing Paris lit up at night from the water is unforgettable.
That sounds magical. I'd love to explore the local markets too. Fresh baguettes, cheese, and macarons. Parisian food is irresistible.
Speaking of food, we have to try authentic French cuisine. Escargot, coq au vin, and crème brûlée. It's a culinary paradise.
True, and Paris isn't just about sights and food. The vibe of the city, its history and romance make it so special.
Couldn't agree more. And did you know their currency is the euro? It's so convenient if you're planning to visit other European countries during the same trip.
That's interesting. I've always thought the euro was a symbol of unity in Europe. And Parisian culture. It's so vibrant and sophisticated.
Absolutely. Paris is known as the cultural capital of the world. Their art, fashion, and literature have shaped global trends for centuries. Not to forget their lifestyle, the way they savor every moment.
I admire how the French prioritize enjoying good food, meaningful conversations, and art.
Yes, they truly have a refined approach to life, and their festivals like Bastille Day are a celebration of their rich history and traditions.
That's amazing. The idea of experiencing their art de vivre makes me want to pack my bags and go right now.
Same here. Paris isn't just a place, it's a feeling. A trip there would be unforgettable.
It truly would be. Thanks for this lovely conversation. It feels like I've already had a glimpse of Paris.
My pleasure. Let's turn this dream into reality someday. Until then, keep dreaming about the City of Light.
Absolutely. Speaking of Paris, have you ever thought about how much history the city holds? Places like the Palace of Versailles and the Latin Quarter are so steeped in stories.
Oh, definitely. The Palace of Versailles is a masterpiece. The Hall of Mirrors, the sprawling gardens, it's pure grandeur.
And the Latin Quarter, with its cobblestone streets and bookshops like Shakespeare and Company, feels like stepping into a literary paradise.
That's so true. Paris also has this unique charm where every corner seems to have a story to tell. Even the bridges like Pont Alexandre III are architectural wonders.
And isn't Paris the fashion capital of the world? I'd love to visit designer stores in Le Marais and maybe even catch a fashion show.
Absolutely. Paris Fashion Week is iconic, but even the street style there is inspiring. You'd feel like you're walking through a runway.
It's amazing how Paris seamlessly blends the old and the new. The historical landmarks stand proudly alongside modern art installations and bustling shopping districts.
Exactly. And the Parisian culture reflects that too, deeply rooted in tradition but open to innovation. It's what makes the city so dynamic.
I've also read about the Paris Opera House. It's such a majestic building, and attending a performance there would be a dream.
Yes, the Palais Garnier is extraordinary. The opulent interiors, the grand staircase, it's an experience in itself.
And after a day of exploring, just sitting by the Seine, watching the boats go by, would be the perfect way to unwind.
That sounds heavenly. And Paris at night is something else entirely. The way the city lights up, it's no wonder they call it the City of Light.
I'm already picturing it. The Eiffel Tower sparkling, the streets alive with energy. It feels like magic. Paris has that effect on everyone. It's not just a city, it's an emotion, a timeless experience. Alan, we have to plan this trip someday. There's so much to see, so much to do. It's impossible not to fall in love with Paris.
I couldn't agree more. Let's make a pact. One day, we'll visit Paris together and experience everything we've talked about.
Deal. Until then, I'll keep dreaming of Paris and planning the perfect itinerary.
Same here. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be sitting at a Parisian cafe looking back at this conversation.
That would be perfect. Thanks, Alan. This conversation has been wonderful.
Anytime, Jessy. Take care and let's keep this dream alive.
Always. Au revoir, Alan.
Au revoir, Jessy.